I was a Hebrew Israelite back then, I definitely never knew that I would be making videos. There's a whole lot of stuff I never knew back then. All praise to the Most High God. You know what? He sent wisdom to me. He sent her to me. And JC tries to claim that this is him. Listen to this. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22 to 31.
Bring it out. Read. Ah.
1 second.
Read. Tavex, Hebrews. Purity and becoming one.
Okay. Proverbs chapter 8, 22.
Read. Ah.
To 31. Yahweh possessed me wisdom at the beginning, very first of his way, before any of his acts of old. Whoa, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? No, yo, look at this. Look at this. I got these side by side. This is look at the translation. I read that in the KJV. Look how different this reads. The KJV, Proverbs 8, verse 22 says,
Read.
The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Do y'all see that? The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way. Do y'all see that? Now listen to it in the Yahweh Bible. Yahweh possessed me wisdom at the beginning, very first of his ways, before any of his acts of old. Do y'all see how different that translations read? Family, this is the Yahweh Bible we read right now. If you saw the difference in that, I want you to go on the live chat and put a 1 in the chat, or put a fire emoji in the chat, and hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel, and share this video somewhere. If you see that, you see how different that joint read. Now we will continue to read this in the Yahweh Bible.
Read. Ah.
Listen.
Tavex, Hebrews. Purity and becoming one. How do we become pure? We must return to the Most High God and him alone. No Christ, no Yeshua, no Yahweh Shai, no Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You're going to turn to the Most High God and him alone, or you're going to get smoked. That's it. That's all. It ain't no nice way to say it. I actually just told you the nice way. I told you the nice way. You're going to get smoked if you don't turn to the Most High and him alone. Period. Hit the like button on your way in the door. Consider this video a audio only recording. And this is episode 1 of Proverbs. We're going to be doing multiple videos about the book of Proverbs. And this is the first one. This is the first installment. This is episode 1, chapter 1, the book of Proverbs. Coming from your mother, your sister, your kinswomen. And you know we prove all things. We don't just run off at the mouth, run off at the handle, off emotion. Nope. We come out of the Torah, out of the Tanakh. Okay? And we come in with the words of your mother, the words of your sister, the words of your kinswoman. Wisdom is a she. It's a woman. And she, out of her own mouth, not mine, she called us her children. The children of Israel, wisdom is your mother, your sister, your kinswoman. How do I know that? Well, we read it right there. Wisdom claimed this out of her own mouth. And when we read the book of Proverbs, anytime we read out of it for these episodes that we're going to be doing, we're going to be coming out of the Yahweh Bible. Okay? We're going to be coming out of the Yahweh Bible. So I know a lot of people don't have that. Also, you can probably go online and read along. Or you can just sit back and listen to me, your brother. I'll read to you. Today, we're going to be reading chapter 1 in the book of Proverbs. And this is coming out of the Yahweh Bible. And I'm going to keep it nice and neat and organized for you wonderful Hebrew Israelites, as well as you Gentiles that want to cleave. Every time we do a video in this book of Proverbs, because we're going to take our time through it. Every time we read a chapter, I'm going to put it all in the same playlist. You'll know it when you see it. And this is the first video in that future playlist from the book of Proverbs. Wisdom, your mother and mine. And this is not my own doctrine, although I know there will be many out there who will try to say that's what I'm doing, even though I'm going to read to you word for word. Wisdom out of her own mouth is claiming to be your mother and mine. Hit the like button as you enter the door. I see you wonderful Hebrew Israelites making your way in here. I love each and every one of y'all. I'm going to read all of your comments as soon as we get started, which is in about another 3-4 minutes, okay? We're just going to read the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, coming out of the Yahweh Bible, and we're going to take time to take it all the way in, because this is your mother speaking. This is your sister speaking. This is your kinswoman. Why? Because that's what she claimed to be in the book of Proverbs. And I definitely believe the book of Proverbs. Okay? Hit the like button on your way in. As soon as we get started, I'm going to read all of y'all wonderful comments. I love y'all.
Wisdom was brought into being. Yahweh possessed me, wisdom, at the beginning, very first of his way, before any of his acts of old. Wisdom. Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? They cannot squeeze JC into this. Y'all see how different this reads? Wisdom was brought into being before the beginning. Do you hear this?
Before the beginning. Wisdom wasn't brought along in the beginning or at the beginning, before the beginning. And you let your mind marinate on that one, beloved ones. Before.
Wisdom was brought into being before the beginning.
Before. Beloved Hebrew Israelites, can you calculate that? Can you imagine what it was like? Not at the beginning, not during the beginning, before the beginning. Can you even imagine what that actually truly means? That means the beginning hasn't even started yet. You don't even have a concept of what that could possibly remotely mean, even though you think you might. Before the beginning.
Before the world was created, at the very first, before there was ever an earth, wisdom was given birth when there were no depths. There were no fountain about.
You wonderful Hebrew Israelites, we getting ready to get started, right? Because I'm not going to keep you wonderful Hebrew Israelites that long. That's not what I want to do. That is not what I want to do. I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope you all may be having a good night or a good evening, depending on exactly where you are right now as you're listening to this. And as I said before, you wonderful Hebrew Israelites, you consider this a audio only recording. See, we got J.R. Meadows in the building. J. Meadows says, thumbs up upon entering. Please, my Hebrews. What it do, J.R. Meadows? J. Meadows says, what's up, soldier? 100. What it do, brother Rue? What it do, brother Rue? And this is crazy. Hey, J Meadows, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Yesterday, I was saying to myself, yo, I wonder what's up with my brother J Meadows. I hadn't seen him in a while. I kid you not. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I literally was saying that to myself yesterday. And then boom, here you go popping out. Shout out to you, soldier. Always good to see you, broski. Hope all is well. We got Shelly Vasquez in his house. Shelly says, Tar Vex and Shalom. You all. Okay, Shelly Shell. That's right. Get your dash on out there and be safe in these streets. Hope everybody's being safe. We got Tessa Yah, the spiritual gangster, up in here. Tessa Yah says, hey, family. What up, Tessa Yah? Hey, Tessa Yah, you are definitely a zealot. All of y'all are some zealots. Everybody that got channels, you y'all only, oh, you a zealot. And Tessa Yah is definitely a straight up. Ashley says, Shalom, fam. Tessa Yah says, Shalom, fam. I'm sorry. Ashley says, Shalom, fam. What up, Ashley? Hope all is well with you. Hope you're having a marvelous day. Tessa Yah says, my video yesterday, comparison of wisdom versus the Holy Spirit, shows she was there helping Yah. She was there before the beginning. Not at the beginning, not during the beginning, before the beginning. Y'all, the church lies about everything, they hide everything. Right. Ashley, you know what? That's a very, 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 very deep question. A very thought-provoking question. And you know what? For starters, I know you asked Sister Tessa Yah, but I'm gonna throw my sense in there too. For starters, there's no such thing. I know you already know that, but we gotta start looking at things like this. There's literally no such thing about sperm. It's about seed. And that goes more deeper than we got time for on here right now. There's no such thing as a black person. There's no such thing as a white person. It's about the seed. You know what? Maybe at some point we'll go into that too. I'm sure a lot of people got different opinions about that, this, that, and the third. And which is one thing we already know around here on this channel. We know we are not going to agree on everything. Isaiah 52 and 8. When the Most High brings again Zion, that's when all of the watchmen, that's why Isaiah 52 and 8 says they're going to all lift up their voice together in unison, because finally they all will be able to agree on one thing. Like right now, there's many different things in the so-called Hebrew Israelite community that we all, you ask 10 different Hebrews the same questions, you could get 10 different answers. And some of them may be correct, some of them may be incorrect. Some of them may be less correct, some of them may be more correct. And all in between. You know? Tessa Yah says Ashley is according on lineage because Laban means white. Hey, Tessa Yah, that was a very excellent answer. It's not about skin color, because once again, you've never seen a so-called white person, just like you've never seen a so-called black person, because those two skin colors don't exist. And even if they did, that's not what it's about. It's about lineage, which is about line. It's about sperm, seed. And sperm and seed, not all sperm is created equal. Not all seed is created equal. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. And at the end of the day, I'm talking about the last bus stop on the bus route, the Most High Yahweh himself is the one who gets to decide who's who. At the end of the, well, Ashley, you do. You do have to love Yah to be saved. You have to serve him and him alone. And you serve him and him alone by keeping the commandments. There are going to be many bloodline Israelites. The Most High is going to brutally kill them viciously. In fact, the majority of Yah's chosen people, they're going to be brutally killed by Yah. Because just being part of the lineage is not good enough. You're going to have to serve Yah and him alone. Or you're going to get the same treatment that these other nations going to get. You're going to get cut off. So you are correct. You do have to love Yah in order to be saved. And you love him by serving him and him alone. And doing your very best to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And if you mess up and you break his laws and statutes and commandments, you pray to him, you repent, you ask for forgiveness, and then you jump right back in line and go back to keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments and meditating in his words day and night. That's how you're going to be saved, Sister Ashley. Tessa Yah says, exactly, Mr. Real. It sees and loving Yah. It goes hand in hand. That's right. That's right. That's right. Look, just like men and women go hand in hand. Okay? You can't have up without down. You can't have in without out. You can't have left without right. You can't have hot without cold. Okay? The Most High Yah, he's masculine. He's a man of war. That's our Father. But according to the book of Proverbs, wisdom out of her own mouth is claiming to be our mother. What kind of person calls you children? What kind of woman, because let's establish that here, wisdom is a woman. And what kind of woman calls somebody her child? What kind of woman says, listen to me, my children? That's the talk of a mother. So listen to your mother, your sister, and your kinswoman, which is literally the wisest woman ever. And it's literally an invisible woman in the spirit realm. Beloved, this is so much more heavier and deeper than any of us could possibly fathom. Sister Ashley says, thank you, I understand. All praises to the mighty one of Jacob for the understanding that our mother and our sister and our woman is bringing. Now, I'm going to pause on reading any comments now so that we can read. But let me just show y'all real quick where wisdom claims to be your mother. We coming out of the Yahweh Bible. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 30 to 32. Then I, wisdom, was beside him, as one brought up with him. Now you check that out. Just let your mind wrap around that. As one brought up with him. Says I was beside him as one brought up with him. Not as one who met him one day, as one brought up with him. Do you know how long that is? That wisdom was right there beside the Most High? Before the beginning. Then our wisdom was beside him as one brought up with him. I was daily his delight, rejoicing constantly in his presence. That means she was always happy to be around Yah, rejoicing in his inhabited earth and delighting in the sons of men. That's you and me. Verse 32. So now listen to me, wisdom, my children, for blessed are those who observe my ways. Do you hear this? So now listen to me, wisdom, my children. She just called you children. It ain't me doing it. This is the Bible doing it. Okay? And this is a woman calling you children. You know why? Because that's your mother. Okay? Period. And if you stick with me, stick with us through all of these videos that we're going to do in the book of Proverbs, you're going to find out just who she is. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1. And then we're going to read The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for attaining education in wisdom and moral discipline, to comprehend words of understanding, for acquiring training in discernment of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give subtly, to sharpen the wits, teach discernment and common sense to the simple, untutored, and ignorant, to give knowledge and discretion to the youth. The wise and educated scholar also may hear and increase his store of knowledge, and a man of understanding may receive sound guidance. You see this? Even somebody who is wise and an educated scholar already will receive and increase their store of knowledge by going into this book of Proverbs, by getting to know this woman who was already there. The wise, I was there, for cultivation of the mind and training in ethical principles by the use of proverbs, mashal proverbs, and warnings, milzah, sayings of the sages, dibra hakamim, and their riddles and puzzling questions, hidah. You know what? Maybe at some point I'll make another video where we just come back and we just give commentary and we chop it up about this. It's a lot of meat in here, y'all. We can't do it all in one day. The reverence of Yahweh is the beginning, the first requirement, chief part of knowledge. Wisdom. Only fools, Ewilim, morally perverse, turning from what is right, despise wisdom and instruction. My son, do you hear this? Here it is again in the very first chapter, this woman who is wisdom calling you her son. You see why this makes so much sense now? In your KJV, it doesn't read the way it does in this Yahweh Bible. They try to squeeze Christ in there and tell you that this is Christ talking. No, this is wisdom. And all throughout the Yahweh Bible, this book of wisdom, she keeps on leaving her John Hancock and letting you know that this is her saying all of this stuff. The reverence of Yahweh is the beginning, first requirement, chief part of knowledge. Wisdom, only fools, Ewilim, morally perverse, turning from what is right, despise wisdom and instruction. My son, listen to the instruction of your father. Who is your father? Yahweh is your father. Do y'all see this, y'all? This sounds like your parents and your mother telling you, boy, you better listen to your father. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Do you hear this? Your mother telling you to listen to your father. Any of you out there who ever had your father around, whether you grew up with him all the time, whether you only saw him from time to time, if you ever had him around, you know sometimes your mother would say, listen to your father. Or she might tell you, you wait till your father get home. Or you wait till your father get around here. You wait till I tell your father about this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. My son, listen to the instruction of your father and do not forsake the Torah. Do you hear this? Your mother telling you to listen to Yah, which is wisdom. Wisdom, which is your mother telling you to listen to your father, which is Yah. Do not forsake the Torah. Teaching of the law of your mother. Do you hear this? Your mother is teaching you the Torah as well. Your mother's not going to go against Yah. Do you see this? Your KJV does not read like this. They will be like the ornament of beauty on your head, the kippah, and like a chain of adornment around your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not agree with them. When they say, come with us, let us lie in wait to shed blood. These are talking about criminals. Your mother is telling you when these Negroes try to get you to commit crime with them, do not go with them. That's what she's telling you. When they say, come with us, let us lie in wait to shed blood. Let us ambush some innocent victim without cause, with no cost to us. I've grew up with plenty of Negroes who used to do things like this. Some of them still do, I'm sure. Make up a devious, demonic plot to go and rob somebody and to take somebody's life because you want to take what they got. Let us swallow them up alive. Talking about putting somebody to death, unaliving somebody. A robbery turned into a homicide. Let us swallow them up alive like the grave, and whole like those that go down into the pit. You see this? They're talking about taking your life. This is ridiculous. We will take all manner of wealth. We will fill our houses with plunder. Do you hear this? This is a robbery. This is your mother wisdom telling you, my son, and this goes for the daughters as well. Do not be out here trying to shed innocent blood, trying to commit crime, trying to rob people and send them down to the pit, saying we will take all manner of wealth. This is a robbery. This is a home invasion. This is a carjacking. Throw in your lot among us. We will have a common purse. Whatever we plunder, we will share and share alike. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Keep your feet out of their path. You know what this means? Stay the hell away from wicked Negroes. You must. If you don't, you will be doomed. For their feet rush into trouble as they make haste to shed blood, commit crime. Do you see this? The Yahweh Bible tells you straight up, they're looking to shed blood and to commit crime. These are your local gangsters, your thugs, and your criminals. What use is it to set the trap when the birds can see it? But these men lie in wait for their own blood. They are only ambushing their own lives. When you out here committing crime like this, shedding innocent blood, what you're really doing is shedding your own blood. You don't even realize how ridiculous that is. That's why I compares this to what use is it to set the trap when the birds can see it. That's how dumb and stupid you are when you are out here committing crime and shedding innocent blood. Do you see that? I'm talking to somebody out there. This is your mother here. Listen to your mother before you end up dead. Such is the way, the end of everyone who is greedy for ill-gotten gain, committing crime. It takes the lives of those who possess it. Do you see that? You want to live the life of a criminal? You're going to die the life of a criminal. Wisdom calls aloud in the street. She raises her voice in the open squares. She cries out in the chief concourses, on the tops of the walls. This is your mama calling your name when you were a little kid outside playing. This is your mother. Y'all hear your mother yelling outside, yelling out back, yelling into the alley, yelling off the balcony, yelling out the front door for you to come inside? This is your mother. She cries out in the chief concourses, on the tops of the walls, at the entrances of the city gates. She speaks her words, proclaiming how long, you simple ones, untutored, will you love simplicity, ignorance? How long will you scorners delight in your insolent scoffing and mocking? How long will you fools, those who turn from the right way, hate knowledge, If you would turn at my rebuke and warning, I, wisdom, you see, here's wisdom letting you know she's claiming it. I, wisdom, will pour out my spirit upon you. I will make you understand my words. You hear this? It is wisdom who's going to pour out her spirit on you and make you understand her words. Somebody out there right now, you might not understand what we're reading. Pray to the Most High and read the book of Proverbs. Meditate on what we're reading right now. Listen to it as many times as you have to. And when you finally align yourself properly, wisdom, your mother, she's going to make you understand these words. I, wisdom, will pour out my spirit upon you. I would make you understand my words. But since I have called and you refused, since I have stretched out my hands, but no man paid attention to it, since you think nothing of my counsel, advice, and would accept none of my rebuke and warning, in turn, I will scoff at your calamity. I will mock when terror comes upon you. This whole time, you've not been realizing this is your mother that was saying this. Since you don't want to listen to your mother, your sister, your kinswoman, this invisible woman in the spirit realm who's been there before the beginning, before anything else was created, this woman was right there with the Most High. And according to her, she is your mother. That's why she keeps on calling you son and keeps on calling us her children. Not my words, not my own doctrine. Like I know somebody out there, you're gnashing your teeth right now saying that I'm pushing my own doctrine. Even though you're reading word for word, or I'm reading word for word and you're listening word for word. She keeps on calling you her son. Proverbs chapter 8, she said, my children, listen to me, my children. And even right here in Proverbs chapter 1, she keeps referring to you as her son. Because the Israelites, Israel is the Most High's firstborn son, even the women. So don't get this confused. This goes for the men and the women. You a little son listening to your mother, not my words. This is what it said. In turn, I will scoff at your calamity. I will mock when your terror comes upon you. When fear comes upon you like a storm, when destruction comes upon you like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call on me. Wisdom. You see this? Your KJV does not read like this. Wisdom in the Yahweh Bible, wisdom keeps on sounding her John Hancock repeatedly throughout this book so that you know exactly who it is that's talking to you. This is your mother. This is that invisible woman. And you know what? If I'm lying and dying, it's really starting to make me wonder now. Because when I was a little child, I used to have what I thought was a dream, and I used to be afraid. What I thought was I don't know what it was. At first, I thought it was a ghost because I was afraid. It used to come into my room almost every night when I was a little child. And what I come to find out after this thing coming in my room almost every night, and I would be scared to death. And it used to be wearing a robe. It had 2 arms and 2 hands. It had a robe and it would wear a hood. But from the neck up, I could not see the face. The face would look like a blacked out fuzzy TV screen, not allowing me to see the face. It would climb in through the edge of my bed, at the edge of my bed, every night almost, and just sit at the edge of my bed and stare at me. Never would say a word, and I would be terrified. And I remember one night, just another night, I'm terrified. This ghost is what I would have called it back then, climbed in my window. How this thing was getting in my window, I don't know. But I was just a little child. It would climb in my window like it would often do and sit at the edge of my bed and just watch me. Never said a word. But I was petrified. And this one particular night, I felt and I knew that this thing knew how afraid I was. It didn't say anything. It just reached out and touched my leg. And as soon as it touched my leg, instantly, I knew that this was a woman. She didn't say anything to me. She never said a word to me. But she touched me, and when she touched my leg, instantly I knew that this was a woman, and I was no longer afraid. And several more times after that, that thing continued to climb in my window at night. And it still never said anything. It would just do like it always did. Sit at the edge of my bed and just watch me. But I was no longer afraid. And I could tell it knew that I was no longer afraid. In fact, when it would show up from then on out, I would look in my mind, I would say, there goes my friend. There goes my friend. But she never would say anything, didn't touch me again, didn't have to. I knew that she was not there to unalive me. I was no longer afraid. And I knew that she was a woman, even though she didn't speak to me. When she touched my leg, I instantly knew that somehow. I don't know. And now I'm wondering, as I'm fully understanding that wisdom out of her own mouth is our mother. It's an invisible female spirit. I'm starting to wonder now, that thing that used to climb in my window almost every night, it seemed, when I was a child and I thought that I was dreaming. Now I'm starting to wonder, was that wisdom? Because wisdom is a literal invisible woman in the spirit realm who's been with the Most High before the beginning. And that spirit that touched my leg, that was a woman. And I couldn't see the face from the neck up. You know how it was when you was a little kid and the TV goes black, but it's still on, and all you see is like salt and pepper, blurry, fuzzy lines. From the neck up, that's what the face looked like. And she never said a word, would just sit at the edge of my bed and stare at me. And then one night she reached out and touched me, and I instantly wasn't afraid anymore, and I instantly knew that that was a woman. And now I'm starting to wonder, was that my mother and yours? Was that wisdom herself coming to visit me as a child? I'm just saying, it's something to think about. We almost done. When fear comes upon you like a storm, when destruction comes upon you like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call on me wisdom, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose to give reverence to Yahweh, which is your Father. Since they would have none of my counsel and despise all my rebuke and warning, they will eat the fruit of their own ways and be completely idled with their own devices. You see that? Completely idled with their own devices. Yeah, like your idol. That's why you're going to be completely idled with your idol. Do you see that? And with their own devices, like blood drinking and body eating. The turning away of the simple, ignorant, and untutored will be the death of them. Do you see that? You don't want to listen to dad, which is the Torah. You don't want to listen to your mother, which is wisdom, and she's telling you to listen to your dad. You don't want to listen to that, so guess what? That's going to be the death of you. Here's your mama telling you, nigga, you're going to get BK'd. And the complacency of self-confident fools will be the destruction of them. But whoever listens to me, wisdom, will live in safety and will be secure without fear of destruction. Do y'all see that? Do you see what your mother told you? Listen to your mama and you gonna be straight. Cannot make this up. Cannot make none of this. You woke up to y'all only, you are one of us. Ashley says, I'm woke. Tessa says, Ashley, I was confused because two of my great grandmothers are white presenting, so I thought I was mixed and couldn't be an Israelite. Y'all showed me we come in three different shades. Jay Meadows says, hello, my friends, my Hebrew people, copper colored people, blood people, tribe of Judah, blood pressure. Tessa says, but we all have a red undertones. Yep. Or copper colored undertones. Yep. Undertones. Yep. They lie about what race is. My family's Jamaican, mixed ancestry. Some are white and some are brown and darker. I strongly believe we have to love Yah only to get saved. You are right. If you ain't Yah only, you ain't making it. I don't care what we want to call ourselves. You ain't Yah only, you're done. Even most of the physical Hebrew Israelites, they are done. Tessa says the call verses Joel chapter 3 verse 5, Isaiah 44 verse 1 to 8. Tessa says, as Shelly, please be safe. We love you, sis. Yes, we do. Be safe. Tessa says, hallelujah. It's wisdom, our mother, who is leading us to our father, Yah. Exactly. You know they're going to say we pushing our own doctrine, right? Jay Meadows says, I love this story, bro. Hey, brother Jay Meadows, I love this. I love this story too, bro. And it's really making me think. Because I used to be petrified in the middle of the night. And I used to have that dream, like I had that dream too many times to count. And I used to be terrified until the day she reached out and touched my leg. And she instantly made me notice she was a woman. She never said a word to me. And I was never afraid of her from then on out. And look, and I would ask myself as I got older, whatever happened to her, how come she stopped coming? And you know what the conclusion I came to? The older I got, because that's when I was a small child. The older I got, the more wicked I got, the more tainted I got by this world. So the more tainted and the more wicked I got as I got older, the less pure I got, which means that she would no longer be coming like she was when I was a small child, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Ashley says, me too, I love this story. It's real, y'all. Tessa says, Mr. Real, I saw a woman in 2021 putting something copper colored in our mouths. I now know she was wisdom waking up only. Get out of here, Tessa, y'all. Y'all see this? We cannot make this up, y'all. And you know what? It makes sense. Because the Most High creates balance. He is our Father. He's a man of war. So we got that wisdom, that wonderful woman to balance it out. You cannot have only masculine energy. And the Most High is not feminine. He's a man. He's masculine. So he created a feminine. He created wisdom way before he created anything. And it was just them. Think about that for a second. Tessa says that makes sense. Jay says before. Hey, that's crazy, Ashley. Hey, yo, all of us have been getting downloads. All of us have been getting taught by wisdom way before we knew anything. All praises to the Most High God and him alone. You see the way he set this up? He's giving us breadcrumbs leading us back. You cannot have, look, there would be no such thing as masculine energy if there was not feminine. If somebody told you a masculine man, you wouldn't even know what masculine was if feminine didn't wasn't the total opposite of that. Do you see that? All praises to the Most High God and him alone for the beloved ones of you who can see this. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, beloved. This is episode 1 of the first installment. The book of wisdom. The book of your mother, your kinswoman, and your sister. Also, new ebook live on Amazon, beloved. Bootstrap to millions. How anyone can build wealth from scratch. And we can definitely, it's time for us to become wealthy, y'all. It's time for us to become wealthy. It's a reason why the Most High helped us become Yah only. Our mother is giving us wisdom. It's time to take it to the next level, y'all. in all things, all across the board. Once we acquire wisdom, it's time to upgrade both. Yes, you can't just have nothing but masculine energy, and you can't just have nothing but feminine energy. Neither one of them could be without the other. The Most High is a master everything. So he creates balance in all ways. All praises to the mighty one of Jacob for his kindness and his mercy. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not already. I love each and every one of you, beloved ones, on the live and the playback. Most High willing, I'll see you, beloved ones, Friday evening. Until next time, beloved ones, I'm out.